Hey guys, it's Matt with PSAcollector.com. Today's video, I'm going to show you the steps I took in order to complete my another 100 card PSA bulk submission order. Okay, I'm going to share with you the exact steps that I took. You want to follow each step to ensure that you have a successful, smooth, error-free bulk submission to PSA. This is going to make sure that you don't have any delays in your turnaround times or any issues with your order. All right. Now, if you're brand new to submitting to PSA, you're probably not going to want to start off with a bulk submission. So check out my other video I did on how to submit a single card to PSA. Post it up here somewhere. Post it up here. All right. I'm going to go ahead and assume that you've already become a silver, gold, or platinum member, PSA member. Okay. You've joined the membership already and you have access to the bulk discounts. If you haven't already, then check out my video on how to submit to PSA, and I'll show you all the steps in that video, okay? So I'm going to assume that you're already a PSA member in this video, and you've already submitted successfully a submission to PSA, so you already know how to fill out how to fill out the form. So I'm not going to really cover that in this video. Now, like I said, if you're brand new and you do want to learn that, go check out the video on how to submit. So this video is meant for collectors who are willing to take their PSA game to the next level and submit 50 cards and up. Great. So let's get started. So step number one is you want to choose your PSA candidates that you're going to submit, right? If you haven't done so already, you have to choose the cards that you're going to submit. I call them PSA candidates. If you're anything like me, you keep all your PSA candidates in one box. You put them all in card savers. So you don't have to go through your entire collection and your entire buy-sell pile or your personal collection. You already have them organized, all right, and they're already all in card savers. So what I mean by PSA candidates are cards that you think are going to grade well, or that you just want to grade and sell or add to your personal collection. Okay. So after you've gotten some candidates, you're going to move on to step number two, which is inspecting your cards and attaching a pull ticket or a post-it note on them. For step number two, you're going to want to inspect your cards and make a final pile, meaning a submission pile, okay? So after you've got your candidates, you want to choose the best of the best. So I'm going to want to use this LED magnifying lamp. It's a Brighttech Light View Pro. It's got a huge display to look through, and I'll show you down here with the camera. I just simply put the card beneath it and then move it around. And it gives me a really good idea of what kind of condition the card's in. You can tell this surface is super smooth. It's like ice. There's no scratches. The centering looks good. The corners are sharp. So I'm already thinking to myself, this is definitely a candidate. Look at the back. The corners are razor sharp. Yeah, this is a nice looking Emmitt Smith. The edges are maybe a little questionable, but that's about it. Everything else looks nice. And before you put it back in, since I decided that this is definitely a final card, you're going to want to take your post-it note and cut a sliver, just like that. Put this post-it note on the front of the card, front or back, it doesn't matter. Make sure the sticky side, the wet side, is just below the top of the penny sleeve, because you don't want the card sticking out and getting any of that post-it note glue on it. And then simply put the card back into the card saver. And since this has a sticky on it, I know that this made it to the final round. This is a PSA candidate. It's not a rejection. It's going to go in this order. Now, what this post-it note does is it makes it easier to get the cards out for the graders. All you do is you pull on it, and out comes the card, as opposed to putting your having to bend it like this and do that, which can get old real quick if you're doing bulk submissions all day, every day, and you're a PSA grader. I wouldn't want to do that. So essentially, all I'm doing is making it easier on the grader, which could, in theory, improve your grades a little bit. You know what I mean? So this is kind of a tip for getting better grades. Now there's no proof that it works. I'm not sure. This is just what, if I were a grader and I saw cards come through, a huge order come through, and they all had Post-it notes, all they had to do was that, I'd be happy. I'd be like, if I was on the fence between an 8 or a 9, I'd probably give the dude a 9, you know? Or if I was on the fence between a 9 or a 10, and maybe he's had back-to-back-to-back 9s and 8s, and I was on the fence about a 9 or a 10 on a really nice, super short print card, I'd give him a 10. I'm like, you know what? Doing out of his way to help me, so I'm going to go out of my way to help him. That could be completely false. I'm not sure. You don't have to do it, but it makes sense, I think. It's up to you guys. So that's the step number 2, is finalizing your, choosing the final round cards, all the final round cards, and attaching that Post-it note to them, all right? All right, so after you've gone through and you use your LED magnifying lamp, which I put a link in the description below to everything I talk about, so you guys can purchase it if you need to. But once you've gone through and looked at all your cards and you've come up with however many cards you want to submit, with a minimum of 50 for bulk submissions, you're going to want to organize them. You're going to want to organize them by category, okay? So you want to put all the sports cards together. You want to put all the Pokemon together, all the Yu-Gi-Oh together, Magic the Gathering, whatever it may be, whatever category or genre, you want to put them together. So all the basketball, football, and baseball can be mixed up. Same with Pokemon. But you don't want to have Pokemon mixed in with basketball and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that and just be bouncing around all over the place, okay? You want to have a sensible, organized list. Now, what I mean by sensible, organized list is simple. Here's a 1987 Topps Tiffany, followed by a 84 Fleer Glossy, set of 40. This is the only Topps Tiffany card I have in my submission, so it's not going to be surrounded by any other Topps Tiffany, obviously. But for the 84 Topps Glossy, all the Topps Glossy are together, okay? And then same with the 87 Fleer Ultra Stars, Baseball Hottest Stars, Barry Bonds. It's the only one in the set, but I put it with like cards, similar cards. They're an 84, an 87, an 87. This could have gone here, but it doesn't matter because they're all similar. Okay, they're all baseball and they're all like 80s sets. And then I have the Ken Griffey Juniors, the Don Russ, 1990 Best of American League. I got 2 of those, and as you can see on the label, I have it on line number 7, card number 1, and line number 7, card number 2, because there's duplicates of the same card. Which, when you organize your cards like this, it makes it much more easier for you to build a submission, and much more easier for PSA to grade it, okay? And PSA has stated numerous times that they highly suggest you label your cards like this for faster turnaround times and like error-free submissions. They suggest doing this because it forces you to pay close attention to what you're doing, kind of, and review your order when you're creating the labels. But we're still on step 3, which is we're still on step 3, which is organizing your cards. Okay, so as you can see, I have the Topps Micro, and then the Ken Griffey Jr. stickers, and then I have some basketball in there, which is 1990s McDonald's basketball Jordan sheets. Ends with the Jordan, and then the next pile starts with the Optic, the Jared Goff Optic, and then the Jared Goff Red, the X Fractors. I'm still in the Optic. I'm in the Optic, and then boom, I don't know where I got the Drew Brees, which is fine. You can mix and match like that. You just have to make sure to keep all the light cards together, okay, as best you can. Just make it. See how I have the Drew Brees foil card out of 25, right on top of the 2 Ken Griffey Jr. refractors. As long as you have the cards with duplicates on top of each other, that's the most important part. You don't want to have a Ken Griffey Jr. here and then down here later on in the pile. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure the duplicates are all together. And you want to have similar sets all together. Okay, you don't want to be doing the Barry Bonds and then the Jared Goff optics and then the Fleer glossy and then back to optics. That makes it confusing, and you don't want to do all that. So just do it how I showed you and keep the as best you can same sets and years together. 21, let's see, 21, 2, and 3. All right, so as far as the labels go, I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now. As far as the labels go, when you print your form off, which you already know how to do, right? You know that there's 3 copies that you need to include in your PSA order. And you also know that there's a copy, which I threw away. You also know that there's a customer copy, which you keep. Now, the customer copy is what you use to make these labels, okay? And it can be a little confusing, so I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. So here's my customer copy that I printed, okay? There's my submission number. Your submission number is gonna be up there right above the package information. Did you see that? Yep. And that's what's gonna go right here. On every single card needs to be the submission number, okay? And below that is going to be line number. And what I mean by line number, I mean by this right here. That's the line number 1, 2. So line number 1 is 1987 Topps Tiffany Barry Bonds, and there's a quantity of 1. So there's only 1, okay? Now when we get to line number 21, which is right here, we're going to have 3 of the 2016 Jared Goff, the rookies. So we're going to have line number 21, and that's 1, card number 1. Line number 21, card number 2. Line number 21, card number 3. So PSA knows that these are the 3 cards that are on line number 21, okay? This makes it super easy, not super easy, but much more easier for PSA when they're grading your cards, and it makes it easier for you when you're putting your order together. Okay, it takes a little bit more time to do, but in the long run, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to pay off. Just start your PSA submissions like this from now on. You want to make sure and do this. Now, what I use for labels are the Avery 8161 1" by 4" white labels. Okay. They're like $13 and you get 500 per pack. Super cheap, well worth it. And they have an online, you just go to avery.com/templates and you can fill out all the information online. It's so easy. Your grandma can do it, all right? If she can do it, you can do it. I do. It takes me like 5 minutes to do. You print off 5 sheets and you have all your labels. Now they're going to be a little bit bigger than the card saver, which is great because you can wrap it around and it's going to cover it. You don't want PSA squinting and trying to read it. You want it nice and big font. Don't make it too small, okay? And you want to do it to every single card in your submission. All right. So once you've got labels on all your cards, every single one of them, you're going to want to get it ready for shipping it out to PSA. Now remember, you're going to want to have all 3 copies. So what I like to do is I like to put them all together because it's going to print out like 12 or 13 pages, depending on how many cards you have. So I like to put all the PSA copy 1s together, which is going to have all the cards on your list, all the way to the very last one. Don't forget to sign the copy, the very first one, and fill out the information. So you're going to have all 3 of those pages together and just fold it up like that. Because PSA is going to get this when they receive your order, and they're going to use these, okay? You don't want to have them just scrambled all around, mix and match, and make them filter through and figure out what's what, okay? Organize it for them, make it as easy as possible for them, and you're going to have a great turnaround times. You'd be surprised. You might get a lot better grades than you were expecting if you do it like this, all right? nice and orderly, and easy on you, easy on them. All right, so get your 3 copies, get your cards. All of them has post-it notes, all of them have the labels. Now these graded cards, the thick patch cards, you can put them in top loaders. All right, I emailed PSA customer support, and the representative told me if the card's too thick to fit in a card saver, put it in a top loader, okay? And then seal it. I like to seal it. If there's any, if you move the card around and there's any movement, go ahead and take painter's tape, not Scotch tape, not packaging tape. You want to use this painter's tape, all right? It's super easy to peel. We all know how difficult, practically impossible it is to take off Scotch tape, okay? So use painter's tape, guys, on everything. Even when you're not submitting the PSA. If you're shipping out cards if you're a seller and you ship cards out, don't use Scotch tape, ever. Throw your Scotch tape away. That's useless in the trading card hobby, okay? There's no reason you should be using Scotch tape. Always painter's tape. So you get your cards, you got all the thick patch cards and top loaders, you got them painter's tape. You also use the post-it note on the penny sleeve for the top loaders, and for the game used jerseys, or the autos, whatever they are. And then you get your a flat rate USPS priority mail box, flat rate box. Okay, this is medium or large? Yes, this is medium. This is going to fit all my cards in it. This is a flat rate. You can put up to 70 pounds in it, and I like to stack them. Okay, so you're going to want to get your box, fold it up, put bubble mailer down in the bottom, just like this. So there's bubble mailer, and then set it aside, all right? Once you've got it set aside, you're ready to package the cards up. So you take your very first pile, it has number 1 on it, you know, it's the very front of the submission, 20 in the back, and then you take a piece of cardboard, a thick piece of cardboard, sturdy. Okay, brown side up is the front. Whoops. Let's go ahead and take a rubber band, put it around the sides, twist it like that, and then finish it off. So you're making that X. It's not going to squeeze too tight, but it's going to hold it nice and firm. All right. So you're going to take the one, you're going to put a post-it note with 1 on it, top. Put that on top. That way you know this is the very front of the pile. You take the other piece of cardboard with the color on the back, so you know this is the back, just in case. I like to do it. You don't have to, but I like to do it. And then you take another rubber band, throw one over vertically, and then throw another X on the side. And this is going to hold them very well, just like that. See how there's an X? So this is the front of the pile. I'm going to do this for the remainder of the cards. Go ahead and do the side X. All right. Now, if y'all have any questions, just shoot them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them. All right. I'll do my best to answer your questions, like I have already. Side. You don't necessarily have to do the vertical. Yeah, it's 21. Okay, so moving right along. So once you get all your cards packaged like this, and in order, front to back, last cards in the back. Now I didn't do cardboard on the top loaders because you don't really need it. But with card savers you do, because it's super flimsy. So once you get your cards, you're going to want to get your box, with the bubble mailer on the bottom, and then simply put the cards right there, center in the box, okay? Now what I like to do is I like to use these air pillows, which you don't have to use air pillows. You can use anything you want. You can use garbage bags, you can use printer paper, you can use garbage bags, printer paper, bubble mailers, whatever you want to use. You just don't want your cards shaking around during shipment. Okay, so I like to use these air pillows. I get them for free on my Amazon orders. Well, my wife's Amazon orders. Don't forget to add your 3 copies of the bulk submission. All right, put that up front. And if you have any vouchers, if you recently signed up to be if you recently signed up to be a silver, gold, or platinum member, you're going to have a voucher, and now's the time to use it because you don't have to pay for extra shipping. You just put it in this order, and PSA will process it separately, so you don't have to pay for shipping to get it there. You do, however, have to pay for shipping to get it back. That's an additional charge. When you go to fill out your vouchers, it's like $29, but it's not bad. Still not bad. So see how I have my submission that voucher separately. I'm gonna put that up front, and for extra protection, I'm gonna use cardboard and another bubble mailer. Fold it in half. It's gonna give it some nice solid. Now you don't want to make it too tight, but you definitely want to make it tight. You don't want any movement. Okay? Let's see. Also, you could just take cardboard, fold it in half, just like this, and put it between, let's hit the back right here. And that's going to add like a shock absorber. It's going to add for a tighter fit. And make sure it closes. Boom, there you go. Very little wiggle room. I like it. Take your packaging tape, close it up, make sure it's solid, and then put the PSA address on it, which is going to be PSA PO Box 6180, Newport Beach, California 92658. Take it to the post office. I like to take it to those machines. You just fill out tell them you have a medium flat rate box. It's going to weigh it. Make sure it doesn't weigh more than 70 pounds. And then you drop it in the drop box. And since you package it so nice and tightly, you ain't got to worry about it, any kind of damage. All right. Now another important step is making sure you write the 25-day turnaround time on the box. Now you're going to want to write the shortest turnaround time on your box, because PSA is going to know if you have a 25-day in there, they're going to pull it off the receiving line. They're going to process that 25-day, and if you have anything like I have in here, the 85-day, they're going to put the 85-day aside until they can get to it. Okay, so don't think that you're going to put a 25-day order in there and you're going to have your 85-day return come back to you just as soon, because you didn't pay for that. So that's it, guys. I hope I didn't go too fast. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to have a full in-depth guide on PSAcollector.com. I'll probably have some more information on there too if you want to go check it out. I'll put a link in the description below with all the product links that I talked about, including the mailers, the magnifying lamp, and the bags I used are these. If you don't have any, I suggest you get them. They're great. They're the PSA size, credit card, PSA size. This is what I use to put my my top loaders in. And it seals the card. It gives it extra protection. Essentially, you want to make sure if you have a game used card that the card's not sliding out of the top loader, and that's why I use that painter's tape. All right, and then I put a graded card bag. I put it inside that. PSA is not going to care. They know that you don't want the card falling out. So I'll link to those below as well. All right, so I look forward to making more videos and helping you guys out. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks on how you submit your bulk submissions as well. I like hearing all kinds of new ways of doing things from you guys in the comments. All right, so like I said, check out psacollector.com for more information, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. See ya.